this young lady giving her opinion about Valentine's Day in her country of Japan shows three things. She expresses three things. One is that the relationship between men and women is prostitution. Two, women expect men to fulfill the same old gender roles. And three, women are the same everywhere. I'm not generalizing. I'm not saying most women. I said all women. So we'll get into it.
So, as you may know, Japanese Valentine's Day is the opposite of Western Valentine's Day, where
Actually, it isn't. You're going to find out later, it's exactly the same thing.
in Western countries, guys will treat girls to a nice romantic date, or the day to express their feelings, mainly from the guys. Of course, from the girls is okay, of course it's nice, but mainly from the guys, and I really like it.
Of course, she's lying. It's not, she says it's okay, but it isn't okay because she wants the guys to be the ones initiating and coming after her. And so if she feels that way, the next girl is going to feel that way. So it's not okay. It's always this gaslighting, like, I want to see myself as a good person who's about equality. They are not about that.
When I was in the US, I was a college student, and
You were a college student in the US? You can barely speak the language. What were you taking?
seen all the balloon shops and the flower shops temporarily at the campus, and it looked really nice, but I've never gotten one. The first flowers I got is from father of the baby I was babysitting, and I was...
Wow, babysitting, that's a tough gig. And it's not a standard gender role for women, is it? Also, notice, guys, this is off topic, but if someone wants to trust a total stranger with their children, all they have to do is be female. No references necessary.
I was really impressed, but I still remember that was the first flower, and I wish the first flower was given by someone I love, but it was from that father, and it was still a nice gesture, but I still remember that. I'm like, ugh.
He wants it from someone they love, but notice that she'll only talk about money, not love, in this video.
In Japan, it's totally opposite, and I did a survey on my Twitter account, said, do you do your Valentine's Japanese way, American's way? And then my followers are mainly non-Japanese, I think.
Of course they are, because again, I say men are desperate. They want to pretend or fantasize at least that there's a special country where women are just magically different from every other kind of women. And that's why her followers are mainly non-Japanese. The Japanese men know better.
And then they said Japanese way is nice, like, I wish ours was like that, the girls can express their feelings to guys. A lot of people think it's nice. I didn't understand for a second. I was like, why the guys do that is so much better, and then why so many of my followers think Japanese way is better.
Yeah, guys would like to be hit on. That's true. That's why they think it's better. They're wrong that it's better, but that's why they think it's better.
And it hit me. In my personal opinion, I think in Western countries, guys usually take actions and take girls out on a date or ask them out.
It's not just West, it's everywhere, including your country.
Guys usually do that. That's why it is very important to have one day for girls to take initiative.
You don't need a special day. No one is stopping women from taking initiative and expressing their feelings. You're expressing your feelings. You're not interested in the guys. So that's why women don't want the day. They're not interested in the guys. They're interested on the guys hitting on them.
And express their feelings first. That I can understand. That is very nice because guys always do it. The reason why I don't like it that way in Japan is that, have you heard of Arabavore Arabavore boys in Japan? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but Arabavore is the animal who eat arbs. You know, like zebra, and that's arbivore. Arbivore. And you know the opposite word is carnivore. Lions and tigers and cheetahs and then those animals. So
Yep, all the cheaters at the carnival.
arbivore arbivore guys in Japan means that they don't take actions. They just wait, hoping girls ask them out sometime in the future.
So her problem is the herbivore man because they don't fulfill the standard gender role for men of being the ones that hit on the girl. Her jacket is perfectly suited for this video. Standard NU. Right. So again, she's not interested in, she wants gender roles for men. She's not interested in breaking them. That's the gaslighting that we've been suffering over here in the West constantly. That women like to pretend they're for equality and freedom and positive change, but their demands are just like this girl everywhere.
There are many reasons for that, and maybe in general, our annual income is getting less and less. Average income is less for younger people.
Why is she talking about income for? I thought this was romance, right? And she says lots and lots of reasons, but she only mentions the income. You realize it's only the income that matters. So once she says income, she's admitting that the relationship between men and women is prostitution, period. 100% of them, period.
They don't have enough capacity mentally and physically, financially to ask the girls out to satisfy the girls. They don't.
Now she's missing again, to satisfy the girls, you have to have finances. And mentally and physically just means mentally and physically able to get the finances. So this woman's admitting that female mate selection is harmful to men and it's shallow and there's nothing to respect about it.
Don't have enough money or they don't even have the car here. Back in my parents' generation, all the guys will borrow money to get a car, you know, to get the girl to.
Well, that's not a hostile view towards men, is it? Going to debt to bribe me to hang around you, and that's love to the average woman. Nothing says love like harm yourself for me.
To get to ask the girls out.
And she's interested in the car, not you.
That was the thing. But now, of course, the income is less and less and the guys are getting weaker and weaker, but they don't pretend to be a bigger person, which is sometimes a good thing, but sometimes it's not.
Now that's very interesting. Pretend to be a bigger person. In other words, pretend you have status. That's what girls go for, status. That's what she's interested in. And she's saying you should posture, pretend that you have status.
Because they just admit they can't do anything or they don't have money, and that can look really bad.
So honesty is bad. So if you're honest and say, well, I'm just broke today or whatever, that's bad on you, right? She's not interested in you as a person, but also they're not interested in truth. They want men to posture.
Sometimes I want all of them to be.
By the way, before you go any further, here's this article, Canadian article, opinion, lying to get someone into bed is sexual assault. So here in Canada, the feminists are working that if you lie about your status, that you could be thrown in jail. Fraud is defined by the following terms. You lie, you know you're lying, you expect the person to believe your lie, they indeed believed your lie, and they suffer harm as a result of your actions. When they say, this is by Joyce Short, and when they say suffer, that means you didn't pay them for their time. That's what they mean. You're a John who skipped out, and therefore you deserve to be thrown behind bars. So this woman is suggesting pickup artistry. I thought pickup artists were all bad, right? But this isn't just indifference. I'd often say that women were indifferent to men, but this is real hostility. So she wants men to hit on her, and if they don't have the money to bribe her, lie that they do, and then possibly have consequences for it.
Be more confident, you know. Okay, like even though you don't have enough money, you don't act like one, you know, you at least pretend to be in a good condition. And
See, that's what confidence means, by the way, everyone. All you guys. Confidence means that you're posturing that your status is higher than it is. That's what they actually mean by confidence. It has nothing to do with your moral character.
then yourself will eventually catch up to your ideal, you know.
This is what she meant by it could be good or bad. She doesn't mind you lying about your status as long as you gain it in the future. So it's bad, though, if you lie about it and you don't succeed and you remain a loser. So this is what she's telling you.
I believe in that. That's why the honorable guys in Japan is a problem right now, that they don't say anything. They just say like, oh, I don't have money, so can we like stay at home and play video games all day and then not eat out, and then you make the dinner and I won't do anything.
See how disgusted she was that? See, if guy doesn't fulfill his gender roles, women find that contemptible. And you know something? The reverse, guys love that. If this girl said, yeah, I just want to hang out with you all day in your place privately, we'd love that. But they're not interested in that. You know why? Because they're not, women are not interested in men. She's telling you so. Women are not interested in men, and that's why the relationship between men and women is prostitution. It's a one-way street. Men have to pay women for their time.
It's something like that. It's honorable guys. They date for a couple of times, and girls usually wait for it, for the word, and the guys, honorable guys, don't say anything, and then he's waiting for the word, which is fine, but it's not the way it was before.
It isn't fine. This is the gaslighting men have to suffer. Now, it isn't as bad as over here, but I mean, this girl has just told everyone that she hates it, and then she tries to tell you it's fine. It's always an effort at self-deception. The woman wants to believe she's a good person. She wants people to believe, including herself, that female mate selection is honorable, and it's not. It's contemptible. At best, it's shallow, but at worst, it's contemptible. There's actually nothing valuable about relationships between men and women. It's bottom of the barrel human existence. And this woman expresses it so.
Back to the topic, that's why the Valentines in Japan, I don't like it, because Valentine's Day in Japan for girls to ask guys out, it's usual. It's not anything special.
So every other day of the year, the 364 other days of the year, the men have to initiate it. So one day of the year is too much for her.
Special?
Stay in your gender roles, guys. There's not a spectrum of men that women like. There's a mold, and you either fit that mold or you're rejected.
I think it should be opposite. Valentine's Day should be the day, should be a one day for guys, honorable guys, to ask girls out, which I doubt that they do it anyways, but that's the reason why I hate.
Oh, by the way, the Herb men wait because they know that in the end, the woman has to be the one to say yes. She decides in the end. So what she's saying, she wants men to posture that and push for yes, but in the end, she's the one who's going to make the decision whether there's any intimacy or not. And the herbivore men know that. And they're just tired of playing the game. That's why they leave it up to the women, because it's up to them anyway, and they know it.
Hate Japanese Valentine's Day. Well, I don't really need any gift or anything. I just like the gestures, you know.
Well, the gestures come in the form of gifts, don't they? You think a free meal on the town isn't a gift? Of course it is. The average woman can't help but tell a bold-faced lie, or I should say, contradict herself. Because again, she wants to pretend it's not about prostitution while demanding the prostitution.
Try to do like as much as they can to impress the girls. That I think that's beautiful.
Why would they need to impress you? I thought you would love with them. Har, har, har. Now, this is White Day. This proves that Valentine's Day in Japan isn't the opposite.
And one more thing you may know is the White Day in Japan. White Day is on March 14th. Guys will give the girls something back. But the White Day is just...
See, the guys give the girls something back. So the women aren't even giving anything to men on Valentine's Day. It only looks that way. But the men end up returning it.
Just returning the things that you get. So on Valentine's Day, they will just sit there and hoping they will get a few chocolates from girls. And when they do, or if they do, they just have to get something in return for a White Day. It's like, okay, nothing special.
Actually makes perfect sense. In other words, you just admitted that the women don't give the men anything. If it's just going to come back to them, then they're not giving anything. So it's not the opposite of Valentine's Day here.
It's getting less and less, but for Valentine's Day, we have the Giri chocolate, which is like, the chocolate is not for a romantic date, but it's just to be nicer. You give chocolate to any guys that you see on the Valentine's Day. That's why I don't work on Valentine's Day. Mostly I don't go out. I don't want to just get candies for like everyone that I see on Valentine's Day, and the guys look...
Yeah, she doesn't want to spend money on men. She just want to give a nice gesture and make a guy feel good. Again, it shows you what this is about, and it shows you that women are hostile to men.
A little bit expect that. So I'm like, I don't want to be rude, but I don't want to be too nice. I don't want anything in...
Yeah, I don't want to be nice to guys
back in return anyway, so I don't do it. So at work or something, the few of the girls get together and then chip in for one box of chocolate to give it to one boss or one...
Oops, that was a Freudian slip on her part. One boss, so they're sucking up to the boss.
Guy at work. It's fine for girls because it costs less, but for guys it's really pain in the ass because even though you get one box of chocolate, it's from a lot of girls. So on a White Day you have to return everyone, but that can cost more.
Haha, I told you guys. It's not different at all. The girls find a loophole. They put their money together so that they might be only giving one. Let's say there's 7 women that give to one guy. That means they're getting 7 times from the guy what they gave him. So there's zero difference between Valentine's Day in Japan and Valentine's Day here in the West. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe it's even more of a farce there. Anyway, That's all we need to see about this video. Like I said, this young woman just said it again, that, women want men in their standard gender roles. They want to be pursued by men. They don't care about men as people. They're not attracted to men. And they want to be paid for their time. They admitted all those things. And Japanese women are no different than any other kind of woman in the world. Thanks for listening.